I'm John Trengos, principal here at Canal High School, and I welcome you to our Student of the Month ceremony. A morning that we consider to be our favorite of the month, and a ceremony that is our favorite of the year, because today we honor our seniors. So here's the way it works. Each month, we ask each department to select one student to represent that department, one student among the many that our teachers encounter every day. It's a very difficult task, and we get together this morning to celebrate and to hear their stories. So we'll get started. We'll start with our Career and Technology Education Department with Ms. Beaton.
My name is Ms. Beaton-fuller. I teach in the Career Technology Department as a Project Lead the Way engineering teacher. And my student of the month is Rachel Grabowski. I have actually gotten to teach Rachel not only in engineering, but also in math. She's had the pleasure of having me multiple times. And I've really enjoyed watching Rachel grow as a student. In the engineering department, there is not a lot of females in the pathway. And Rachel has definitely been able to develop, kind of hold a position of leadership among her other students, and they definitely look to her as an example. And I really appreciate that. I wanted to let you know. So, congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next, we'll go to our English department with Ms. Duplechain.
Good morning. I'm Mrs. Duplechain, and this is Kalila Ramadan.
Yes.
And I chose her because she has won me over with her grace and her maturity. Odds have it that she's in a very small English 4 class, first period, with all boys. It's Kalila and a group of boys. And the boys are actually delightful boys. They're very mature as well. But Kalila has just stood out because she's just always ready to learn, always ready to do whatever needs to be done. She read Lady Macbeth, which is a lot of reading. No one to share it with, being the only girl in class. She's just really won me over. She's a hard worker, enthusiastic about all subjects. She's going to be a veterinarian. She's going to start college in June instead of waiting till the fall. She's just such a hard worker, and I just know great things are going to happen for her.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to our math department with Ms. Jayne.
So I'm Ms. Jayne in the math department, and this is Daniel Wortman. And I have had the pleasure of teaching Daniel now for 2 years, right? And so he came into my AB class kind of hesitant, didn't really know if he belonged there, but he did just fine. Then I convinced him to come back to BC, which he did. And the reason I chose him was because of his, I guess, his perseverance. You never gave up, no matter whether you understood it, didn't understand it, asked questions, whatever it might be, you just never gave up. And from a teacher standpoint, having those students that fight through no matter what and never giving up is just one of those things that just gives you that internal joy. And it's my understanding that you're going to go do something with engineering, so which will continue his math pathway, so hopefully he is well ready for it. But I've just really enjoyed having you for the last 2 years. And just in case you were wondering, for a bottle of root beer, he'll write you a song.
Next, we'll go to our science department with Ms. Traver.
Good morning. I'm Miss Traver. This is Casey. So I always get to pick the senior in the science department, and I really really like it. I look forward to it all year. And I actually chose you back in December. Yes, because you just totally stand out to me. You are extremely gifted in biology, in everything. And just a really good example of a student going through Kent Island that is going to be super successful, and you work so hard, your work is impeccable and so easy to read, and everybody knows I like nice handwriting, and it's always complete, and you just come to class every day and work, and you're not one to like be exuberant about anything. You just do your work every day, and it's amazing, and you're going to be an amazing adult, so I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Those things for you. Next, I'll invite Ms. Marketto.
Hi, good morning. My name is Katie Marketto. I am a teacher in room 110. My student of the month, our student of the month, is Mia Kasha. Her teacher is Diane Shirky, and I told her to come up here and do this, but she wouldn't, because she's super humble, and she's even hiding behind the television. So, Miss Shirky is amazing with Mia, and I've learned so much working with Miss Diane with Mia. Mia is a celebrity, really, in any school you've been through, elementary, middle, high school, in Kent Island. If you mention Mia Kasha's name, everybody knows who she is. And mostly because she's an amazing kid. Miss Shirky, I asked her to share some words about her because she was too shy to come up here. So I'm going to share her words and then I'll share mine. This is also Miss Taylor, who volunteers in our room. She's a college student and comes and works with us like without getting paid most of the time. So she's going to hang out up here for me. Diane says she's worked with Mia for many years. She's a special teenager. She gets very stubborn sometimes when we're trying to learn, which is like totally age appropriate for everybody in our class. Mia is a joy to work with, and her smile is infectious. No one can be down when she is present, which is true. If you're having any kind of bad day, all you have to do is spend 2 minutes with Mia, and your day is completely better. 100%, right? Mia is the epitome of what strength, perseverance, and kindness is. She's also extremely funny, right? Yeah, she is. And she's very, very smart. There's been more than a few moments this year where I've given her something to do, and she looks right at me and she's like, this is too easy, try again. You know? And knowing that about her appearances, people get a little intimidated by her chair and by her physical, you know, stuff going on here, but she challenges everybody she meets, and she will make your life better. She is small yet mighty, and she's a gift to our classroom, and is the real life example of a smile is worth 1,000 words, because she has the best smile of any, really, sorry, I love all of you, of all the kids I've ever worked with. She has the most infectious smile. You are blessed if you spend 2 minutes with her, and I hope you do. I hope that you come up to her, speak to her like she's a young adult, because she is. She will challenge you, and she will make your life better. And we all know who her favorite is. Mia, can you show everyone how you say yes and no? Is Mr. Shrek your favorite?
No.
Mr. Shrek and Gas your favorite?
Yes.
Absolutely.
You better say yes now.
Mia Kasha.
Next, we'll go to our World Language Department with Ms. Hagelke.
Okay, buenos días. Yo soy señora Hagelke y hoy le doy a Caroline Hurlebus.
Oh, soy Caroline Hurlebus.
Hurlebus, sí. Estudiante del mes. So at first when I saw Mrs. Marketto's class, I thought they were here as Caroline's fan club, but maybe they're here to support Caroline and Mia. I'll tell you why in a second. Caroline is a very talented young lady. There was actually a little battle going on out there over who could give her Student of the Month this month. I won, soy ganadora. She is very talented in many different subjects, many different areas. Not only Spanish, which I teach her, also art. She helps out with Mrs. Marketto's class during third period and does a great job there. Caroline also has a great work ethic in addition to her talent. She's not the kind of student who's just going to coast. You know, she's going to come in, she's going to want to learn, she's going to want to do as much as she can to get better. She takes all these different areas and combines them. For instance, this spring I asked them to watch a movie in Spanish as a homework assignment. I said, you know, go to Netflix, find a movie to watch. She found a movie about a situation in Argentina, about a young lady with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
And I feel like she was kind of taking all of these areas of her life and kind of putting them together and doing that assignment to the best of her ability, which is just a small example of her excellence. In addition to everything I've said already, she's also our vice president of the Sociedad Honoraria Hispánica, and so she's been a very important contributor to that organization as well throughout the year, and I'm really going to miss you. So thank you for everything.
Next, let's go to our Physical Education and Health Department with Mr. Lawrence.
All right, good morning, everybody. I'm Coach Lawrence, and this fine young man is Taekwon Courtney. Let me just say right there, I'm going to have to challenge Mia for the best smile right here. I'll tell you one thing. They must be compatible in that fashion. I had Mia as well last semester, so I can compare smiles, so just so we know. This is Taekwon Courtney, like I said. We could go over a whole bunch of great things. How smart he is, going to play college basketball, all the things that an athletic kind of person would have. But let me cover a few qualities that you might not expect. Obviously the great smile, but you ought to see his dance moves in class sometimes. They're amazing. See, he's an extremely hard worker, you would expect that. He's a class leader, which you would expect. I could go on for a lot of time. I had the pleasure of meeting him first semester, which I hadn't had him in class before, so I didn't know what to expect. But he took weight training too, and the thing that I really enjoyed the most was he ended up working with other students and becoming a teacher almost to my younger students, which if you've ever tried to teach a class of weight training with 25 teenagers can be challenging. So it's nice to have someone who can help with certain activities, and Taekwon stepped right in, and it's been a total joy for me, and I'm looking forward to watching him play next year in college. So Taekwon, best of luck. He's a good dancer, you gotta see that, I'm telling you.
I don't know if I want to see that. Let's go to our Performing Arts Department with Mr. Reagen.
Morning, my name is Kevin Reagen. I'm the theater teacher here at Kent Island High School. I have the honor of introducing Sean Cradaville-Lavelle to all of you. Since freshman year, Sean has marched to the beat of his own drum. To see what he has provided for our department, for our after-school productions, for all of the classes he's taken with me, for the band classes he's taken with Miss Mogensen. You, Sean, are a very different person than you were freshman year. You have grown in a very positive way, and I am honored to see that kind of growth from you. And I am proud to see the person you've become today. I really am. Sean now has taken a lot of my, as I said, acting courses. I asked him what he's going in for college to do, and he said political science. But, and I kind of knew that, he's mentioned law enforcement before, but he also said he's going to continue the acting track to some degree, and I'm happy to hear that. I think that will serve you well in no matter what field you go into. So Sean, on behalf of all of the performing arts, thank you so much. You've been great.
Perfect. So let's stay with our performing arts department, and finally, I invite Mr. Whitehair and Elon Fisher. They'll explain why I said that.
Good morning. I'm Luke Whitehair. I'm the choir director here, and this is he was my student of the month many months ago. Was it December? January. So through a series of unfortunate events, I've not been able to attend it. So moving on. I have had Elon for 4 years, every day. 4 years. So from a freshman all the way through now. And I have seen tremendous growth in him as a person. He is kind, he is caring, he is willing to do whatever it takes to make himself better and make his classmates better. And I've just thoroughly enjoyed having him in class. So thank you very much.
Congratulations. You do. Excellent job. Thank you. Next, we'll go to our social studies department with Mr. Sopanowski.
Good morning, I'm Brian Sofanowski. I'm presenting the Social Studies Department Student of the Month to Sophie Bowe. I taught Sophie in her very first class in high school, is that right? Yeah. So I had her the very first day, and if you know me, that's pretty shocking for Sophie, who's the quietest girl in probably the entire class. This young lady sits in the back of the class, she's quiet, she's just so humble. I have all these people raising their hands trying to answer questions, and they're all showing off their skills possibly if they know what the history's about. And then I get the first essay, and this 5-page written essay from this young lady that I'm like, who is this again? And I'm like shocked by her just knowledge and her understanding of things. And there's no doubt she has grown from her freshman year to now. Now she has to be for AP US. And this young lady who's so quiet and humble, intelligent and polite and respectful, she's going to be such a success in life. And there's something about her that other students don't have, is she outworks every single one of them every single day. And look, it doesn't come through all of her raising her hand and all that kind of stuff. It comes from her work ethic in her, whether it be a political cartoon or whether it be in an essay, whether it be whatever it is. And I don't think she does it on purpose. It's internally within her. She just does it. And I respect that so much about her. So congratulations, Ms. Sophie.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to our visual arts department with Ms. Schulte.
My name is Andrea Schulte. I'm here on behalf of the Visual Arts Department, and we are recognizing Aaron DeLavenfels. Similar to what Mr. Sopanowski said, I'm kind of intense. I'm a lot in the art room. And Erin is quite the opposite. She's very quiet and very shy, but she is the most hardworking, diligent, kind individual that I've had in a very long time. And I had to write some things down because whenever I get up here, I forget and I just ramble. So there are some things that I wanted her to hear officially, and I didn't want to forget. It's interesting because there's a website that does rankings for universities, and there's these qualities that they're looking for in students. And I was reading them. Obviously, you hit all those marks, but also they're very similar to what Elliot Eisner said, that the 10 lessons arts teach, that the visual arts and performing arts teach, that the other contents just don't get to. And I thought it was kind of remarkable that they matched up perfectly and that Erin has absorbed all of those lessons. So I just want to touch on a few of them. Erin has this remarkable ability to persevere. when things get difficult, when I challenge her, when she gets frustrated, when senioritis sets in, she perseveres and she doesn't just finish the assignment, she finishes it with 100% of her ability. And I just respect that so much, and I know that professors and future employers and coworkers are going to admire that as well. She has learned that small changes have very big impacts. So to not doubt those little changes, not to doubt to evolve that first idea, because it can get better and can improve, to make her even more proud of what she's accomplished. And most importantly, I think Erin has learned that the limits of language is not the limit of cognition. And there is a lot of times that visual arts and imagery can speak a million words, something that words aren't capable of doing. And she has mastered that. Her artwork is very powerful and it's beautiful. And I'm just so proud of everything she's accomplished. And I look forward to seeing what she does at University of Maryland next year. Bio with a little art on the side.
So that concludes our ceremony, and I hope now you understand why we call it our favorite morning of the month. You heard stories about great students, there's no doubt about that, but it goes well beyond that. You heard stories about great people, and that's much, much more important. So to the students I say this, your hard work paid off, it's paying off, so keep doing what you're doing because it's working. I also say this to you, I say thank you, because those around you watch you. They know what you're doing. They see how it's paying off, and they form their behavior after yours. And for a school, that's very, very important. You set an amazing example, and for that, I'm very, very appreciative. So thank you for that. Parents, congratulations. Job well done. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day.